because we are all connected. Whatever happens in the Mekong will affect everybody around the world. The rhythm of life, the ecology, the way of life, the culture, and now supporting life.
Sediment is carried by the river, gradually accumulating at its mouth, creating a network of branching waterways and channels, creating a dynamic landscape consistently shifting and evolving due to the forces of water flow, erosion, and deposition, forming a delta. Today's deltas are home to 500 million people, from Vietnam to Mississippi and Bangladesh to Europe, helping provide ecological and agricultural security. I'm Mari Pilling, and you're listening to episode 1 of The Dying Dragons, The Crisis. In the delta of Vietnam, the Mekong River is the 12th largest river in the world. Over 2,700 miles long, it starts in upper southeast China, picking up sediment as it flows down through Laos, Thailand, and Cambodia, then emptying out into the South China Sea in southern Vietnam.
The delta is a product of the transportation and deposition of sediment by the mighty Mekong River in the past 6,000 years.
According to the research journal from Scientific Reports, states that the Mekong River provides 50% of food production for the 98 million people of Vietnam. 18 million people in Vietnam rely on the Mekong every day, from fishing to selling fruits on the market to brushing teeth and washing clothes. But supporting all of those people and all of those activities causes problems like water pollution, and garbage dumping has turned the Mekong into one of the top 10 most polluted rivers in the world, according to Prachi Patel of Scientific America.
My name is Tien. Currently, I'm a freelancing expert on delta ecology. I'm also known as the Delta Boy.
Dr. Tien, an ecologist who was raised on the river, reveals what it was like to grow up in a small rural village in South Vietnam.
When I was young, about 40 years ago, we used to have everything we needed. As a boy, after school, I would jump right into the river like this and catch fish with simple gears, even with bare hands. Fish was so abundant in the past. In the past, we could even drink from the river. In Vietnam, the Mekong River is known as the Nine Dragon. Nine, the Cửu Long, Cửu is nine, Long dragon, because the Mekong River divides into 9 mouths, 9 branches before pouring into the sea. Except the mainstream, the rest, many small outlets are blocked now. So the inland canals and rivers no longer communicate with the sea, with the tidal water, so they're standing still. And non-flowing rivers shouldn't be called rivers anymore.
Known as the Nine Dragons, the Mekong's complex network of branches has shaped the lives of those who call its banks home. The Nine Dragons River has a distinctive pattern with 2 primary streams, the Tien Giang and the Hao Giang. The river further divides into hundreds of numerous channels, accumulating additional sediment along its course before ultimately emptying into the Eastern Sea through 9 distinct streams. This intricate river network led their Vietnamese ancestors to name the delta Cửu Long, meaning 9 dragons, when they explored the southern region. The Nine Dragons River was noted to have 9 distinct river mouths, arranging from north to south. However, this rapidly shrinking landscape reveals that these dragons are not as steadfast as they once were, and in 200 years, many experts believe that the delta will vanish. Can Tho City, about 3.5 hours south of Ho Chi Minh City, a bustling marketplace sits at the heart of this dynamic region. The floating markets, like the Kiai Rang, is where the river becomes a stage for trade and life. Here, the Mekong's fertile lands produce rice, fish, and fruits, like pineapples, sustaining countless of families who display their harvests at the markets for sale, mostly to tourists.
Yeah, that's why I'm afraid, you know. For example, when it rains at night and the wind blows, being on a boat scares me, especially since I have kids on the boat. It is less scary if we are on land. If something happens, it is very devastating. I think everyone will live on land if they have a choice. We still sell products here and have a living space here to stay if we need to. However, at the end of the day, having a house on land to go back to when we have time is better. Most people who live on boats are either people who don't have land, or if they do, their land is too far away to travel every day to sell.
The balance is precarious. The river, once a source of life, now faces threats from industrial pollution and climate change, according to the Fulbright University of Vietnam. The ecosystem is strained, affecting the livelihoods of those who rely on its bounty. The Delta is a low-lying coastal region, and many provinces will be flooded by the year 2030. Salt intrusion into the freshwater river, rising sea levels, land subsidies, sand mining, upstream damming, and saline intrusion have all been contributed to the environment's rapidly declining health. The River Rach Sao is one of the last free-flowing channels connected to the Dragons. Still breathing for the communities along its banks, this evolution brings hope and anxiety for the future.
The canal we are on now is one of the last remaining typical landscape of the Delta of the old days. Now it's rare to find. With natural vegetation and quiet like this, very valuable remaining remnants of what was before. The Delta was very much a pristine area before, with a dense network of canals and natural canals and rivers, and it was open to the sea.
As we trace the historical map from 1910, we witness the evolution of the 9 dragons. Some of the mouths are disappearing. Silt settles, and the once mighty river undergoes a transformation. The dragons are on the move, leaving us to question the sustainability of this vital lifeline.